There we are. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Kim.
This is Andy.
And it's Easter. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
And I was just saying that I want to thank Jesus for his life that he lived here in service of us and for teaching us. I don't have to thank him for dying. That was his choice.
hmm
That was what he chose to do, and it was the best way, and he knows whatever because he chooses the best way, sure, but his life is what's meaningful to me,
hmm
and I don't have to be guilty about that, about him dying.
So the victory in Easter was his choice on Friday.
the well, the victory was his life successfully lived as a mortal, lived as a human being, fully um, um, aware of the consequences of that life. So he lived his life as a human, but he acted his he lived as God though too, because um, he lived to teach us, and he lived a high moral life of moral standards. What I would say, there's when I was first learning about Jesus, because I was, Catholic, and I didn't give a rip about this, because I was detached from Catholic upbringing and trying to look for all kinds of, other things. But um, Jesus is not like, and I always wondered, what puts Jesus above other prophets? There's a lot of other prophets out there, you know,
hmm
a lot of holy men to pick from. Why Jesus? Well, there's three things that set him up. Well, yeah. Okay. The first thing is that he loved everybody. He didn't discriminate. He didn't fight against the infidel. You know,
hmm
he loved everybody, no matter what. Loving your enemies is just such a huge challenge for
Yes, it
me,
is.
and for a lot of holy people. The next thing is he didn't run away,
hmm
and that's what something that Lao Tzu, who I loved, allegedly, um, ran and isolated himself in the mountains. The monks do that.
hmm
Holy people, they have to detach themselves from the world in order to live a holy life, and
hmm
he was able to do both, to integrate that.
hmm
That's very special.
hmm
and the last thing, and the most impressive thing that he did, that no other um, holy man or prophet came close to, was that he was able to inspire 12 ordinary people.
hmm
These were ordinary people
hmm
to give up their lives after he died. I would say, okay, so we're following Jesus when he's alive, when he's, like a lot of fun, and you know what I mean? We can be
hmm
like the stars here. But after he died,
hmm
and these are people with families they left behind, with livelihoods,
hmm
right?
Right.
Yeah, to go and spread this message to the corners of the known world. And many of them died because of that.
hmm
Because of that. Okay, why? Why bother to do that? Just like, okay, it was great, Jesus. I learned so much. I grew so much. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, now I'm done. That's what I do. But no, these people went farther, than so much farther.
hmm
And why? Because he was the Son of God,
hmm
because he did mandate them. He did tell them to do that. So they had to be true to him.
hmm
And it's not that they weren't conflicted or they weren't, but they chose that holy life and to give everything. Um, that's what's in the end to me so amazing about Jesus' life.
hmm And Easter morning just says that's right. What you
That's
just said.
that's what I feel. Anyway, So we can start with our readings here today. We're going to read 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. April 17th.
April 17th, we hear from Satank, a Kiowa chief. April 17th, teach us the road to travel, and we will not depart from it forever.
Isn't that what I was just talking about? Forever. If you teach us, Jesus, the right road to travel, then we can't depart for it, no matter if our life is on the line.
And on this day in Native American history, April 17th, Catherine,
April 17th, 1680.
1680, Catherine, a Mohawk, died. She was the first American Indian to become a Catholic nun.
Wow, she became a Catholic nun.
In
Wow.
1680.
Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of Lao Tzu, we have
Right. The Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, translated by Ralph Allen Dale.
Today. Who can? Oh wait, didn't I read this yesterday?
I keep telling you, you got to turn the page. Yeah, you did read this yesterday. There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Today we have pictures of leaves and flowers,
Berries.
And today, let yin predominate over yang.
Aha.
Hey, wait a minute. When we are born, we are soft and supple. When we've perished, there's no more tenderness to be cherished. When plants are young, they are pliant and fragile. When they die, as they lose their green, they wither and dry. The sharp sword and knife tryst always with death, while love without strife is an ever-devoted disciple of life. An inflexible army seals its own fate. When a tree branch grows brittle, it easily snaps, whether long or little. Wherever you go, the rigid lie low, while the weightless in the sky and all that is gentle fly boundlessly high.
There's a little bit of poetry in this here at the end, right? Here you see like the knife, the sharp sword and knife tryst always with death, while love without strife is an ever devoted disciple of life. Right. So I enjoy that. Yeah. Yin is meant to predominate over yang. So that means when your battle is over, put down your sword. Put down your sword. When your term is over as president, retire. Give the mantle to the next person. Don't try this persevering and this, all of that, no, I have to, because this is this idea of the great struggle. It gives such importance and meaning to our lives, and it's yang. Okay, and that's the idea that this is the most important thing, so I have to do this and this, and if I lose this struggle, it's not going to my life won't have meaning. But the meaning is all around you. It's in the sunrise and sunset. It's in the trees. It's in the children, the little children, and the home, and all of the breakfast and the dinner and the rest, and the cycles of daily life. Okay. All of that is so meaningful and beautiful. It's bringing beauty into your life. Okay, if the great task, the mission is upon you, when the wolf rises, right? Okay, then battle with that wolf. Defeat that wolf when that wolf is gone. Put down your sword. There's no more wolf coming. When the next wolf comes, then you be ready. Okay. If you keep that knife, you're going to attract all the wolves. All the wolves are going to come because of that bloody knife. So important, very important lessons. Let's move on.
Move on to Urantia, paper
42, section 9, natural philosophy.
Religion is not alone dogmatic. Natural philosophy equally tends to dogmatize. When a renowned religious teacher reasoned that a number that number seven was fundamental to nature because there are seven openings in the human head. If he had known more of a chemistry,
Four,
he
five,
might have
six.
advocated such a belief founded on a true phenomenon of the physical world. There is in all the physical universes of time and space, notwithstanding the universal manifestation of the decimal constitution of energy, the ever present reminder of the reality of the sevenfold electronic organization of pre-matter. The number seven is basic to the central universe and the spiritual system of inherent transmissions of character. But
The number
the
10.
number 10, the decimal system, is inherent in energy matter, and for the material
Energy, yeah, matter. And
energy
the material.
matter and the material creation.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the atomic world does
Does
display a certain periodic characterization which recurs in groups of seven, a birthmark carried by this material world, indicative of its far distant spiritual origin.
Aha! We have a birthmark of our spiritual origin. Okay. Should I go?
Yeah,
Do you go?
you go.
Okay. This sevenfold persistence of creative constitution is exhibited in the chemical domains as a recurrence of similar physical and chemical properties in segregated periods of seven when the basic elements are arranged in the order of their atomic weights. Huh. Physical, but I always thought it was eight. There go eight, but okay, maybe that's not counting the noble gases or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. When the Urantia chemical elements are thus arranged in a row, any given quality or property tends to recur by sevens. This periodic change by sevens recurs diminishingly and with variations throughout the entire chemical table, being most markedly observable in the earlier or lighter atomic groupings. Starting from any one element, after noting some one property, such a quality will change for six consecutive elements, but on reaching the eighth, it tends to reappear. That is, there's the eighth chemically active element resembles the first. That's true.
Mhm.
Well, okay, they're one off there. That bugs me. Okay. That is the eighth chemically active element.
Mhm.
Okay, so there it is, chemically active element. So the noble gases are not chemically active.
Right.
Okay, the next the eighth chemically active element resembles the first, the ninth, the second, and so on. Such a fact of the physical world unmistakably points to the sevenfold constitution of ancestral energy and is indicative of the fundamental reality of the sevenfold diversity of the creations of time and space. Man should also note that there are seven colors in the natural spectrum. Okay, now I want to see what year did Mendeleev make the periodic table?
Right.
Where's Mendeleev in here? Okay, I want to look up Mendeleev. Okay, quick. Oh, he lived from 1834 to 1907. Okay, so let me see. $1869. Gosh, he looks like such a Russian, doesn't he?
He does.
He's so rushy. Beard and scraggly hair. Yeah, okay. Awesome guy. Okay, all right. So, yeah, so this is after the time of that. Well, okay. But not all the suppositions of natural philosophy are valid. For example, the hypothetical ether, which represents an ingenious attempt of man to unify his ignorance of space phenomena. The philosophy of the universe cannot be predicated on the observations of so-called science. If such a metamorphosis could not be seen, a scientist would be inclined to deny the possibility of developing a butterfly out of a caterpillar. Okay, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so what they're really saying here is that science can dogmatize too,
Mhm.
right? Science has its own dogmas,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Right.
not just religious philosophy or religious ideas that tend to dogmatize. You know,
Mhm.
science gets really attached to their things and they can't think outside of that. So that can be very limiting of growth potential,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
If you get attached to you know, yeah. All right, awesome. Okay. So physical stability associated with biologic elasticity is present in nature only because of the well nigh infinite wisdom possessed by the master architects of creation.
Hmm.
Nothing less than transcendental wisdom could ever design units of matter which are at the same time so stable and so efficiently flexible. So again, that's evidence for the grand design. You know, it's not
Mhm.
this random thing. It's this resonance is because it's like put in there because of the specific intention of our master architects.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That's wonderful. Love it. Any questions?
Yeah. Did I get an Easter basket this morning? I guess I didn't.
Here's your Easter basket.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Have a
Happy
great day.
Easter. Yeah.